Welcome, everybody. We are the Shaded Pixels podcast show. We break down video games to their shadings and pixels, topic by topic. It's 2019, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what? We are going down, looking through all of the anticipated titles. Well, some of the anticipated titles from all of our glorious hosts here. Of course, I am your boy, Bunny 3000, along with Shawn, the Heartbreak Kid, over there, I think, underneath me, right? Am I right? Down there?
I'm somewhere around here. What's up, everybody? What is going on? I am here.
And of course, the head honcho of the year. I'll work on that one. Esteban Cuevas. How's it going, Color Wind?
It's going well. I didn't know I was a head or a honcho.
You are now.
Yes.
Is it because my camera zoomed in that I'm just a head now?
Sure. We'll go with that. If that validates what I said, then yeah, we'll go with that. I'll take that.
Totally.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining us. As always, definitely give us questions. Converse with us as we go along. And if you're listening to us out in the podcast recording world or whatever, definitely get at us on all of the social media platforms. We've got all the little links and stuff, all of our accounts and stuff. Ask us questions there, send us feedback. do whatever it is because we're here for you guys. We want to hear from you guys, and we definitely want to grow with you guys. Let people know. So, who is going to start us off? You want to start us off, Shawn?
I could start.
Sure. Okay. Do it.
Esteban, go, man.
All right.
What you got for us?
Well,
yeah, that's fine. Go for it. Go.
It's very interesting. Okay, well, to get us started, I have a quick list of some games that I'm not going to go into like super in depth in, but I'm just going to name off because they are games that I'm interested in and I'm going to check out, but I don't know if they're like, oh my god, type of material.
Gotcha.
Code Vein, which is kind of like the Japanese Dark Souls type game. If you remember that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Crackdown 3. I love the first Crackdown. I'm hoping the Crackdown 3 is more like that one, not the second one. But it's got Terry Crews, so it's got to be good for something. Rage 2. Rage 2 is a game that I think could be pretty interesting. I never played the original, but I always wanted to because I always thought that game looked interesting, even though I know a lot of people are kind of lukewarm on it.
Yeah, it does look interesting.
Yeah.
The I'm waiting.
Kind of thing about it. Yeah, it's kind of like I'm intrigued, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's on my radar. I'll say that much.
Team Sonic Racing. It's a Sonic game, so I have to play it. Even though I'm not really thrilled with how they're doing it, which is that you race as a team rather than just individual cars. That's something, a game that came out this past year, Onrush did, that it didn't work.
Okay, so I'm a little bit confused about it. Is it like Double Dash?
No, it's a normal racing game. But the thing is, though, is that it's kind of like actual racing, where it doesn't really matter if you win; it's if your company wins. So if need be, even if you're doing bad, do things so that someone else who maybe is in your team and is doing better than you can get further.
So
in other words, it's the battlefield.
It doesn't matter if you do good. It's if just one person on your team does good.
It's teams, for example, they'll have
like
Team
the battlefield
Sonic
of racing games.
That's dumb.
Yeah, it's like, I know, that's exactly why Onrush didn't work. It's like Team Sonic. So like if Sonic's up in front and you're playing as Tails and he's like somewhere in 9th place and you're about to get lapped, you can still affect the race by like shooting down whoever's in 2nd place so that Sonic can move up.
I go back to my original comment. That's dumb.
Yeah.
It could work if they do it right.
Yeah.
It's an interesting concept so that people that
what else was an
race very
interesting
well
concept for team-based driving mechanics that did not work because it was dumb? Crash Tag Team Racing.
I kind of like that game. It's not incredible, but it's okay.
Any others on your list?
We'll get to that. I'm going down on my list. Shenmue 3. I've always been kind of like just so intrigued by the Shenmue series, but I could never get my hands on it because I don't know. I just can never find a copy. But like, I want to pick up the collection, and then I want to pick up 3. Try them out. Yoshi's Crafted World. I don't have a Switch, so I'm not going to play it. But apparently, Yoshi games are good again. I don't know if people remember this, but there was Yoshi's Island, which is awesome, epic game, and then every single Yoshi game released after that was balls. But then Woolly World came out, and apparently it was good. So I'm kind of interested in that. Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Yes.
I didn't particularly like the first game because I don't
never tried it yet.
I don't think having a high difficulty works with Metroidvania, because having hard difficulty, I think, is the bane of exploration. Like, that doesn't go well together. You're not going to want to explore if you're going to be constantly dying. But I'll give it a try because apparently I'm wrong. Psychonauts 2! Psychonauts 2! I fucking love the first Psychonauts. And it might come out this year finally. So I'm happy to see that. Bloodstain Ritual of the Night. I want to finally see if this game is good or another Mighty Number 9. We'll have to find out.
Well, I mean, have you played Curse of the Moon at all?
No. There was that free demo that came out, right?
No, that was a $30. It wasn't a paid demo. That was the beta build. This was the $30 like classic Castlevania game that came out.
Oh no, I didn't play that. No, I did hear about that though.
Yeah, I've been really wanting to see if that's any good.
Resident Evil 2, I played the demo this past weekend, and I'm afraid of horror games, but I have to say, even though I was afraid of this one, the controls are really good in that game.
Surprising.
Like, they're really good. They feel
great. That's typically not something you say of a Resident Evil game.
Yeah, but no, that game feels really good to play. So even though I was like really scared, I never once felt like, oh, I can't do anything about this because these controls are dumb. And that's a nice change from Resident Evil. So I'm probably gonna rent that because at the end of the day, I'm a scaredy cat. So. Dead or Alive 6, same thing. I played the demo, and I typically am not a fan of Dead or Alive, but I was intrigued by this one. They're not going all in on the boobs and fan service this time.
Well, not getting my money.
That's the point.
I know.
Most of the point.
I know. That's why there's some people who are mad. They are literally not doing that this time. They actually took out some of the jiggle fixes.
They're actually trying to be a fighting game for a change.
Yeah.
They want to be taken seriously.
Sekiro Shadows Die.
This will be my catchphrase for this episode, but that's dumb.
Yeah. You can put that as the name, as a caption. Or as a highlight. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. It's another Dark Souls type game. Looks pretty cool. And then finally, Devil May Cry 5. Devil May Cry is a dumb series that's basically Japanese Duke Nukem, but it looks like they're actually trying with this game, even though it has microtransactions.
Ooh.
They already announced that, and I'm like, well, this game is already going to be dumb, but it'll still be kind of good. All right, but now for my top 3. Okay, number 3. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. I like old games. The original Crash Team Racing was one of my favorite kart racers. And the only one that's better than that, in my opinion, is Double Dash. And Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform, but that's another story. Crash Team Racing pretty much took the formula that was made by Diddy Kong Racing and made it good, because I'm not a fan of that game. No, seriously, like, it has a story mode that you can go through, and it's not just like going through a bunch of random courses. There's actually stuff for you to do. There's boss races, which is an interesting concept. And now they're bringing it back. I'm a little hesitant because I wonder how much they're going to charge for it, because it's not like the Insane Trilogy where it's 3 games, it's just the one game. But we'll see. There's some rumors saying that they're actually going to incorporate some of the features that were in the later games. I wonder if Tag Team would be included into that, so we'll see. But Crash Team Racing is literally one of my favorite racing games of all time. So now that it's getting released, I'm on board.
Okay. Check.
Yep. So that's one. Do I go through the rest of them?
Sure. Go for it.
Go for it.
Okay. Number 2, Ghost of Tsushima. If it comes out this year.
True.
I saw that E3 demo. That looks so fucking good. That is the most beautiful game I've ever seen in my entire freaking life. It looks so incredible. And the combat looks really, really kinetic.
It does. I will agree there.
I'm into the kind of the setting, and I feel like I see this game the way that most people saw back in the day on Onimusha.
Yes. That was about to say the same thing.
Which is interesting because I've never played Onimusha, and it never interested me. But I see,
dude, I used to love that series.
yeah, that's what I hear too. By the way, I'm going to rent that remake, that re-release that just came out, because I want to see finally what everyone's talking about.
That one I didn't necessarily play. It was the later ones that I played.
Yeah.
Because from what I remember, I think some of the early versions of Onimusha had the same port controls issue.
Like the Resident Evils, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So,
thought
I
they were
mean,
all like
it's
that.
Capcom, so yeah. For the most part, I think they're all like that to some degree. I think it gets better as the series goes along.
Okay.
But, yeah.
We'll see. But no, Ghost of Tsushima looks just on its look, it's on its graphics, on its setting, and on its combat alone. I want to know more about this game. If it comes out this year, I'll probably pick it up. But I do also kind of want to know more about it. I want to see if you get upgrades, if you maybe get different weapons, do you get different equipment? It depends, what are the mechanics of the game? What are the systems or whatever. But even without knowing that, I want to know more about this game, and it's coming from Sucker Punch. They are the guys who made Infamous and, more importantly, the Sly Cooper games, which I freaking loved. So, looking forward to that. And finally, my number one is pretty obvious. Mortal Kombat 11.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the fighting game guy. I love my fighting games. Mortal Kombat X, in my opinion, is the best fighting game of this generation. So, the sequel to it, let's go. We got Evil Raiden this time. That means we're going to be going to the PlayStation 2 era of the games. I love it. Let's go see it. And then they're talking about how you can customize each character's look, kind of like how you did in Injustice.
Yeah.
Injustice 2. So,
yeah, Injustice 2 was probably the first fighting game I've gotten since Street Fighter 4.
Yeah. Well, apparently the same function that game had that's going to be in Mortal Kombat 11, although slightly different. That way it's not broken.
Right, yeah.
Because Injustice 2 made it uneven.
It kind of did.
Yeah.
But I still enjoyed it just for the mere fact that it made the single player worth it and gave it like a lot of replayability, which I loved.
One thing that Injustice 2 did was that they gave you the feature for online fights where all the changes that you did cosmetically were just cosmetic.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was a good call.
That was helpful.
Yeah, that was a good call. This game, though, I think they're going to do something so that it's just more organic, which I like. But also, we're going to find out more about Mortal Kombat 11 in just a couple of days. There's going to have a big reveal event on Thursday, so I'm going to be looking forward to that. But even still, Mortal Kombat 11, let's fucking go!
I'm excited, are you?
Oh, I freaking am, man. It's my game of the year, man.
Just a little bit. Just a little.
Just
a little.
Just a scotch. Oh,
here's a very, very small fun fact about the past Mortal Kombat series. What's his name? Ed Boon?
The creator, yes.
Yep.
Yes. He is a really, really big Prince fan, and he wanted to have Prince as a playable character in one of the Mortal Kombat games. So of course Prince wasn't going to go for it, but he did think about trying to put Prince or a Prince styled or like purple ninja kind of style character.
Rain is the way Rain is because of Purple Rain.
Yeah,
I think so.
Because
that character exists. It's Rain.
Yeah, and canonically, correct me if I'm wrong, but Rain is technically a prince.
Yes, he is. He's the Prince of Edenia, the realm that Kitana and Melina are from. Well, Kitana and Jade, actually.
He's a recent character, though, right?
He came out in Mortal Kombat 3.
3, okay.
Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, to be precise.
Yeah.
He was actually a character you could fight against in Mortal Kombat X in the last game. And they actually changed his lore a little bit to be that he sees himself as a god. Yeah. All right. So that's my list.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Mr. Heartbreak Kid, what does your list look like?
Well, Esteban stole a couple of mine. He did. And I'm going to try to do a couple of different ones.
Placements. Okay, that works.
I did have Mortal Kombat. Is it 11?
It's 11.
Yes, 11. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of the Mortal Kombat games. Those are one of the only fighting games I actually like. I don't consider Smash Brothers a core fighting game.
It's not, but it's okay.
Yeah. And
it's fine. It's its own thing. I don't see what the problem
is. It is its own thing. It's not a fighting game in the traditional sense.
Yeah.
The only one that I've really put more time into, besides the NetherRealm fighting games, is honestly, I barely even touched Street Fighter. I barely touched Street Fighter. I've never played Tekken. Unless you count Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
I don't know if I count that one.
Yeah.
That game, it's not that bad, but it has problems.
It does have a lot of problems.
Yeah.
I poured more time into the Marvel vs. Capcom series, specifically Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, because you cannot pay me to play Infinite.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Not a fan of that. And the other one is Nitro Kart Refueled. It's they've done such a great job with the Insane trilogy, and a lot of people are just like, are they gonna bring in the kart racing game? Please bring in the kart racing game, because Crash has had, let's see, a lot of racing games.
Yeah.
I think you've had 3 core racing games. You've had the original CTR, Nitro Kart, and then Crash Team Racing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've had a lot of handheld and different variations of those. So now they're bringing in this kind of kart racing flashback. You know, maybe this will be the resurgence of kart racers. Because right now, besides that, we've got Team Sonic Racing, which I thought from there because that's and then you've got, of course, Mario Kart. But other than that, you don't really have that much. Now this could bring in a kind of a resurgence of that, and I'm really excited for it.
The kart genre has always been really monopolized by Mario Kart. I always want other companies to make more, just for the sake of shaking things up.
Yeah, I think CTR was the one that kind of like was the one to rival Mario Kart, if anyone could.
Yeah.
But anyway, I do have a couple that I'm really looking forward to.
Okay.
One of them is, honestly, this one is probably one people are saying this is gonna suck. Honestly, I'm still really excited for it. And that's Days Gone.
Really? Okay.
I think it's gonna be okay. I don't think it's gonna suck.
Since it first came out, I've looked at it and be like, you know what? It may look generic, but I'm really excited to see what this company can put into it, because it's made by Studio Bend.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Which means that, you know, they're the same people behind Siphon Filter and a lot of the ports of games that you'll see out there, included.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. Still there, Shawn?
You're breaking
Yeah,
up.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. You were
Breaking
breaking
up
up. Yeah, you were breaking up a little bit when you said that.
Oh man, what's going on? May have to transfer a few things, but no. I love Uncharted Golden Abyss, and I love to see what this game has to offer. Pretty excited. It's less of the, hey, there's a shit ton of zombies on the screen and we're gonna throw them all at you, and you have to deal with all of them, and more along the lines of, I want to see what type of story they have going on to this.
Okay.
Who knows what's going to happen?
Right.
I'm pretty excited for that.
Okay.
as far as the other games that we know of this year, because I don't want to bring in a lot of ones that are just like, we do know that they're coming, but we don't know if they're coming out this year.
Right.
That's kind of where I'm a little of. I would love to see a lot of this stuff, but if they don't have a specific release date, I'm not going to be as excited for that. I am excited for one though, and that's the new Pokemon game. That's going to be coming out.
That's true. Yeah, I remember hearing that it was coming.
Reason why I'm as excited for this, because they said it's going to be for the Switch. And we have not had a more mainline series Pokemon game for a home console. We've had ports, we've had remasters, and we've had side games. And I've liked some of those side games, and I'm sure they looked at Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee and said, you know what? People really like this, but they really want a more mainline Pokemon game. They said, yeah, I mean, people like it, but it's not going to be their favorite. They're like, it's not. Give me my actual Pokemon.
Yeah.
Give me some new Pokemon. Give me some like shit in there. And honestly, yeah, I'm excited to see where they go. I still remember the hype train for Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon.
Yeah.
And that was one of my favorite hype trains out there. Because every time you turn around, it's just like, hey, there's this new Pokemon. It's a sandcastle. Or, hey, here's this brand new Pokemon. It's something stupid. I don't know. Pokemon.
I remember one of them.
Stupid idea.
I remember one of them from X and Y was literally just a ring of keys.
Yeah, Klefki. But
nice.
It's great to see, and I'm excited to have it on a home console. Like, just plug it in, sit down from a TV, and play it like that instead of having it be a handheld.
Yeah.
Because while having it as a handheld is good, and Pokemon is known for being all handheld, I'm really excited to have more of a mainline Pokemon game at home where I can sit down, play this shit out of it, and just have a lot more fun with it.
I think it'll be big this year.
Yeah. If it does come out this year, then yeah.
Yeah, again, if it comes out this year. But yeah, I think it'll be big when it comes out.
I hope it comes out this year because right now, Nintendo doesn't really have much. I mean, Metroid, Bayonetta.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little early. We usually get a bit more news. We usually get a bit more news in like a month or so from all of the different publishers in terms of what they're dropping this year.
Yeah.
Because like the last half of this year, there's like nothing scheduled quite yet.
That's the thing. Like Yoshi's gonna come out next month or the month after, and then Bayonetta's gonna come out I think in April, and then there's no release date on Metroid. So either that's going to be the holiday game or the Pokemon game is going to be the holiday game.
Yeah, I've got a feeling it might be the Metroid game, but
if it's neither, then they're in trouble.
Fire Emblem game coming out sometime this year.
Oh yeah, I would not make that a holiday game, but maybe they would. Who knows?
I would make it a summer game.
Just because you said that, it's gonna be.
Of course.
All right. Well,
so everyone knows.
Do you have any more, Shawn?
Game Huh?
What else do you have on your list?
Oh, just one more.
Okay.
And it's the one everyone knows I'm going to love. It's a remaster.
Okay.
They're adding a new mechanic.
No, it's not Tetris.
Body, baby. Come on. Give me some more Catherine. Give me some more of that puzzle block moving gaming goodness. Come on. Yes. I never made it through the first Catherine, so I don't know.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, didn't that just come out?
I haven't gotten it yet. Like Catherine?
Yeah.
No, Catherine's been out for a while.
No. I mean like
Catherine's been out.
The new one, or the new version of it.
The remaster of it.
Catherine just came out on Steam. It came out literally 4 days ago.
Yeah. It's been out on console before.
Yeah, I know. It's been out for almost 10 years.
The real one for me, the one that I'm actually the one that I don't hear a lot of people talk about, but given it's got a pretty good fan base, Metro Exodus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Those games are one of those kind of like the Wolfenstein games, the recent Wolfenstein games have a good track record that I have bought but have never started. You know what I mean? It's like I've got 2 of each one of those in those franchises.
Yeah.
And I plan on playing them, but I've just never brought myself around to actually starting any of them.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of interested in that one too.
I started the very first Metro 2033 on my PC, and then some bug happened to where it kept crashing, and so I just said screw it. Then I started playing it on the 360 because I think they gave it for free at some point, and then it started getting scary, so I stopped. I have a problem with horror. Okay, I have a problem with horror.
That's the thing with it. It's like Fallout, except strip away some of the RPG mechanics and add in a big dose of horror, because you're in the fucking apocalypse. What else do you expect to find?
Yeah, that's fair.
And yeah,
man.
Yeah,
it's very good. It has a lot of great environmental storytelling, especially Metro Last Light. Yeah. It's amazing, and
it's based on like a novel, right? Isn't it based on a novel or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been meaning to read that too. I have it on ebook because they gave that for free as well.
You just and normally whenever you have a lot of the post-apocalyptic stuff, it's usually from the American perspective. Having some more games from a more international perspective is actually really nice.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
As an American, we see a lot of American-based games. Wolfenstein, for example. In Wolfenstein, you play as this gigantic brute of a man mowing down Nazis that are taking over the world. But, what if you're a communist? You want to stay a communist in communist Russia, but you happen to get bombed. Scary shit happens.
There you go.
Yep.
Now we just need to see the apocalypse in like Persia. Prince of Persia
China,
apocalypse.
Okay.
Or how about Australia? They're just stuck on that island there. What are they gonna do?
Australia's already scary enough as it is. It doesn't.
They already have the big bugs.
Yeah, it's already scary enough as it is. It doesn't need an apocalypse to make it scarier.
It's a crafting survival game where it's moments after the nuke dropped, and you have to scrounge around supplies to make it off Australia.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You know what's funny? Are you familiar with Alana Pierce?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Journalist. She's from Australia, and she gets a lot of jokes about, I'm not going to go over to Australia. You got all those big bugs and everything, right? And she goes, it's funny that everyone's always making the jokes about the big bugs, because I was scared to come here because I thought all you guys were walking around with guns.
But we do. I mean,
one, that's Texas, and two, that's fair.
It's a little bit more than just Texas.
It's definitely at least Texas.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's more prominent in Texas, but it's definitely a bit more than just Texas.
Yeah, I mean, it's because Texas has an open carry law, so.
Yeah.
I mean, just anywhere in the Bible Belt, basically. You have the Bible on one side and the gun on the other, because what's more southern?
Nothing more precious than your guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right, so Shawn, that's your list?
Yeah, I mean, I had a couple of other games that I'm pretty
them.
excited for that I'm not.
Oh yeah, list them out, man. Just drop them. Name drop them, baby.
Yeah. Force, I'm pretty excited for.
Okay.
Really excited to see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
God Eater 3. That's going to be one I'm going to try out. Devil May Cry 5. I didn't really make it through the other Devil May Cry games, but I'm excited to see where this one goes because Old Man Dante, you got me. And honestly, I like the remake.
The remake is the best one. I don't care what anyone else says.
I've heard a lot of people say the remake is the best one too.
Most people hate the remake, but okay.
Really?
I think it's because the characterization of Dante is a lot of what they did wrong in it. Gameplay wise, it feels
Yeah. I think that most of the heat is like the fanboys don't like the Dante, but like the actual gameplay and the game itself is like the best one. Just basically.
Yeah.
Most people, well, let me rephrase this. The Devil May Cry fans don't like the gameplay because it doesn't play like the other ones. However, they will still concede that it's still good. It's just not as good as the original Devil May Cry games, which I vehemently disagree with.
It's like
I've only played one of the old Devil May Cry games, and it drove me crazy.
It's like saying Resident Evil 3 is better than Resident Evil 4 because Resident Evil 3 sticks to the old gameplay style.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I will say it's like that. I know we need to get to a break soon, but I just got a couple more.
You got 5 minutes. You're good.
Gears 5, if it comes out this year,
I think it will.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night looks really good, and it looks like it's going to be playing beautifully.
Yeah.
If you not played the Curse of the Moon, I said it looks amazing as well. And yeah, Skull and Bones. That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking, what is the one that looks like Sea of Thieves but better? And I was like, oh yeah, Skull and Bones. That's the Ubisoft one. They know how to do the ship sailing. They've done it before. They can make it interesting. Hopefully. Please be good.
I have my misgivings about that because I know it's going to be online based, but who knows? Could be good.
I mean, good thing is Ubisoft has the background for it. Bad news is it's Uplay. Uplay never works.
Yeah, Uplay never works. Ugh.
Okay, take us to a break, BJ.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. You know what we're about to do. Stay right here. Stay locked. We'll be right back. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Welcome back. As some of you may know, if you have just joined us, we are doing our outlook of 2019, our anticipated games of the year. Esteban and Shawn gave their lists of games that they were interested in. If you want, guys, run through your top 3 list real quick, just so the people that weren't here know, or just so that, to refresh everyone's memory real quick.
Oh, okay. My top 3 from 321 was Crash Team Racing, the remake, Ghost of Tsushima, and then Mortal Kombat 11.
Yep.
And Shawn's was Disappear.
I'm back.
There we go.
I had Days Gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from over too. Days Gone, the new Pokemon game, and Metro Exodus.
Yeah, that's right. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Excellent. So before I jump into my top 3 list, I did want to give my quick list of games that are on my radar.
Higher.
Yeah. World War Z. I've seen very, very small clips and trailers of the gameplay there, but it looks kind of interesting. It looks almost like a mix between what they were trying to do in Days Gone without the story. It looks like it's just straight up, possibly multiplayer focused, because it looks like they have different classes that you use to kind of, set traps and do stuff and all this other kind of stuff. So it piqued my interest a little bit. So World War Z's out there on the radar. Doom Eternal. I've always been a Doom fan. Surprisingly, I haven't played any of the last 2 most recent Doom games.
One.
I think it's one that just came out.
Yeah.
Say what?
I think it's just one that's the reboot.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't played any of the recent.
Hold up. Is Doom Eternal coming out this year?
I think so.
Is it?
I think. I could be wrong.
If it is, add that to the list.
Oh,
If it is, add that to the freaking list. Oh my god.
Yeah. I think it is. I'm not certain if it is or not, but I thought I saw it floating out there for 2019. So yeah, it's on my radar if it's 2019.
I'm looking this shit up because I keep going. You're good, but I just want to know.
Okay. Another little indie game that's coming out called Phoenix Point. It's kind of. Oh, it is?
It is.
Awesome. So yeah, that's definitely on my list. Phoenix Point is kind of an XCOM-like game. I'm not 100% certain how they're going to make it different because it looks kind of similar. But from my understanding, they incorporate a bit more RPG aspect to the soldiers that you have on your team, on top of having like boss level battles instead of just, one powerful character that's like the same size as everybody else. They have like really big, large characters that you fight. So I'm certain to be throwing my mouse across the room on that game. So I'm interested in that. Red Dead Redemption 2 Online. If Grand Theft Auto is any kind of example of the attention and content that Rockstar is going to put into Red Dead Redemption 2 Online, look for Rockstar to become almost as big as freaking Amazon and Apple, because their stock and their, price is going to just skyrocket, because I'm not 100% certain it'll get there in terms of content, because, they still have to stick to the whole Wild West theme. Mm-hmm. But if they find a way maybe to integrate Undead Nightmare, the DLC, into the online world, dude, people go bonkers for that.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. Streets of Rage 4.
Oh.
I love Streets of Rage.
I do.
So I'm crossing my fingers on this one, because Streets of Rage is like my bae.
Yes.
So, I love beat 'em up games, and Streets of Rage 4 is definitely on
You know, that's good, but that's also kind of fair because we haven't seen a whole lot about that game yet, though. So
Right. We haven't seen like anything, I don't think.
Yeah.
Age of Wonders Planetfall. I am a huge strategy guy. I love Age of Wonders. I've played every single Age of Wonders in that franchise or whatever. The last one I didn't play very much because I'm a punk and it's very hard. But if I really focused on it, I could probably play more of it. But Age of Wonders is a fantastic strategy, turn-based sim kind of game. And instead of focusing on fantasy theme, like orcs and elves and hobbits and that kind of fantasy theme, this will be the first time that they flip the script and make it sci-fi theme. So I'll be very interested to see how they use the same formula but in kind of the sci-fi realm. Dying Light 2.
Okay, that one I didn't know also was not coming out this year. I was thinking, is Dying Light 2 coming out this year?
I think it's coming out this year. Yes, Dying Light was like the surprise freaking game of whatever year it was that it came out.
Yeah,
and
I want to say like 2014, 2015, something like that.
Yeah, for me, when it came out, it was my game of the year because it blew my mind. I had so much fun with that game. It was like one of the first games that I completely beat in ages. And I'd only played that game until I beat it. And, it had really, really great melee mechanics, first person. It was scary as crap at night. So, there was lots of tension when you played at night and everything. It was a great game. So I'm really, really excited to see what they do different for Dying Light 2.
It is indeed 2019.
Is it okay if I replace Days Gone with Dying Light 2?
Sure. It's your world.
I'll replace Doom Eternal with Ghost of Tsushima if that game is not coming out in 2019. Otherwise, get rid of Crash Team Racing and just move everything.
Yeah. Totally acceptable, fellas. Totally acceptable. And then my last on my radar list is one that I'm not certain will be released in 2019 because it was delayed all through 2018. So I'm not even certain it'll release in 2019 at this point.
Yeah.
But Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord.
Oh, yeah. My friend's a big fan of that.
Yeah, Mount and Blade it's a very, very good and interesting kind of first-person melee action RPG. It's hard to classify it.
It's a strange game.
Yeah, it's a strange game because it's a hybrid of a lot of different genres, and it does it so well. But it's so old now that it's kind of, I don't want to say it's hard to play now because of the look of it, but that game has so many mods and, it plays so well. The actual combat mechanics is basically what they pulled from on For Honor, like the directional compass or whatever to block as well as to strike. I want to say Mount and Blade was the first to use that mechanic. I could be wrong, but it worked so well, and it made the action in that game work really well. But it was so open world and open ended that you could be playing that game for months, not just hours, but months. And it was just a great game. So I'm really, really hoping that they can figure out, because the multiplayer, I think, is what they're having the problem or issue with in development. But we'll see how that shakes out. So yes, the last on my radar list is Mount and Blade Bannerlord. Now, number 3 on my list. And this is a very shaky 3.
Okay.
Because there is a very good chance that this could be a massive bust. Very good chance. Because it's happened to me before. But, and I think some people probably already know what this is because they know me. Anthem is my number 3. I'm excited / very, very, very scared about this title. It looks great. A lot of people that have played it said that it plays very well, but their concerns about it are my concerns about it in terms of, okay, what's the story like? How open is the open world? you know, what some of them were kind of concerned about the AI. You know, they were like the regular level AI for the enemies was way too easy. You know, they were like, even on the demo, they had to bump the AI up to like hard in order for them to have a challenge. But there are aspects to it that people thought were interesting. But, you know, most of the people that have played it said they are reserved and they want to see the full build before they really give their thoughts on what it is. Because they were like, it has promise. You know, it's what they played was exciting, but because of the very, very small amount that they played, they couldn't get a grasp on the story and what the story will be about or like. And it seems as if the game is supposed to be driven by some kind of story. So, you know, it's kind of hard to wrap my head around whether or not that's going to be a good game or not. Yeah. But I'm hopeful because that's BioWare, right?
It is.
Yeah, it is BioWare.
So I think this is like if not the first, one of the first games where neither one of the founders were involved or a part of or something like this. Is that right?
I thought Mass Effect Andromeda. I thought
it might have been. Yeah, that might have been the first. It's one of them.
I think one of them came back too.
Really?
Somebody came back? I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, either way, I'm scared. Because I honestly fear that if Anthem, and I think everyone else is, if Anthem does not do well, BioWare could be in jeopardy in terms of like, you know, because I think they dumped a ton of resources in Anthem, and I think that in part is why Andromeda was not as good as it should have been, because they put the whole kit and caboodle into Anthem. And from my understanding, they wanted Anthem to kind of be their answer to Destiny.
Yeah. Sort
of. So that's why it scares me. But I'm going to take the plunge. So.
Okay. I might rent it, depending on what you say, BJ, and what other people say. To me, this stinks of what happened to Visceral Games. And this stinks of Dead Space 3 to me, which is this is a game that maybe BioWare wanted to make, but it's going to have such oversight from EA that it's probably going to ruin it. And I think that's what everyone's worried about.
Fear. Yeah. I really do fear it because this is, in my mind, this is make or break for BioWare. So we'll see.
Well, what'll happen is if this breaks, you're gonna then get another game where they pretty much had to do whatever EA told them to, which means you're gonna get a Battlefield hardline, and then they'll go out of business.
Ew. Yeah. Ugh, hardline.
Yeah. So in other words, they'll soil from this will fail. They'll make a game that will soil their legacy, and then they'll go out of business.
Well, no, I think already on the horizon for them is the sequel to
Mass Effect?
No. Dragon Age. Yes. I think they said
that could save them.
Yeah, I think that's on the horizon. Because the last Dragon Age was pretty good.
Yeah.
It wasn't, for me, it wasn't great. It was pretty good.
For them, it did extremely well. It got like Game of the Year.
Yeah, it did really well. My number 2 is another one. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So, Anthem reminds me of one game. Just one game.
Just one game.
In terms of the hype, in terms of what people are feeling about it, and ultimately how it's probably going to fare. It reminds me a lot of Fallout 76. Because of the hype of Fallout 76, and people had their reservations about it, just like people have their reservations about Anthem. About the story, about the mechanics, people are hyped up for it, and people. I kind of
see a big difference though. The advantage that Anthem has over Fallout is that no one knows what the story of Anthem is. No one knows what the intent, so they have no expectation for how it was going to play or should play. Whereas Fallout 76, it has the whole franchise behind it that people had expectations for. Mm-hmm. So going in, people were like, this is going to be Fallout 4, just with more online players. And then when they got in there, they were like, "This is Fallout 4 with online players and no NPCs," which is like what?
And like no story,
Right, and no story.
Yeah.
So that
to be fair, we didn't know what the story was going to be in Fallout 76. It turns out that's because there was none.
There's no story. Yeah. That's why I think Anthem kind of slightly has an advantage in terms of like the buzz and that kind of part of it.
You don't know. There might not be no story.
Right, exactly. Yeah. They say it's supposed to be one, but we'll see.
But that's where I have my reservations right now. Right now, that Fallout 76 has put a bad taste in my mouth. And whenever I look at Anthem, I'm thinking, people, anytime they have played Anthem on there.
Telling you, Shawn, keep the faith. Fallout 76 may not be good now, but I say give it 9 months. 9 months, it will be serviceable. And I know, Esteban, that sounds freaking ridiculous, but I'm telling you, because of the way that game is supposed to be structured as an MMO, I really think you give them some time, they'll have the content. And that sounds freaking ridiculous.
You know what's the funny thing, though? We're both correct. You might be right, BJ. 9 months, it'll actually be a good game. And it'll still be freaking ridiculous that we had to wait 9 months for it to be a good game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's just the hype kind of like getting me right now. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah. I'm scared, but I'm taking the plunge. They had me at exosuits. They already had my money when they put that out there. So you guys know me. Yeah. Okay, my number 2. Division 2. I was pleasantly surprised when I played the Division, and I had mixed feelings about it in terms of in-game content. The actual regular content, before they kind of force you to do the multiplayer online content, I loved. I thought the story-ish portion of it pulled me along. Playing through all the missions, going through New York, all of that, everything that was going on with the Division, up into the in-game content, I absolutely loved. I loved the loot mechanic, getting the armor, upgrading your home base. Dude, I freaking fell in love with that game early on. Then once it hit the in-game content and going into the dark zone and all the griefers in the dark zone and, the lack of in-game content because they had to release all the extra missions later on and all other kind of stuff, that kind of, I don't want to say pissed me off, but it turned me off a bit. So I eased off of playing the in-game content and then kind of came back when they started releasing DLC. And then when they released DLC, that's when I got pissed off. Because the DLC was garbage. Garbage. So, I am hopeful, but not hopeful. Well, no, that's not right. I'm hopeful that Division 2, in terms of like their regular core game up to the in-game content, is once again going to be great. Enough that'll warrant me to want to buy the game and play the game. I will be very, very cautious about spending any kind of extra money on any DLC for that game. Okay. I will not touch it until after I hear and know what it is, right? But it'll be interesting to see.
Of additional content free?
I don't know. Is it?
I think they announced that at E3 saying like they have like 3 they have built into like seasons. Where like the first year of additional content for the Division 2 is going to be free.
Oh, the first year. Very smooth, guys. Very smooth. You're not catching me.
We just built shit in the first year.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what's going to happen. So, Division 2.
Okay.
Another one that I'm relatively confident that it's going to be good. Mm-hmm. And then the in-game content, I'll probably be pissed off again. and I'll move on to another game.
Division
But
2,
I'm still going to get it.
Division 2 to me kind of looks like the first one, just with a different setting, a better setting in my opinion, but that's about it.
So I'm kind of feeling it'll be bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like my infatuation with State of Decay, the fact that it's essentially the same game but bigger is enough to get me to spend money.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Not
Three
my kind of
things.
game.
So my last one on the list.
Shawn, do you have something to say?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, go for it.
3 things. One,
Mm-hmm.
it looks a lot brighter, a lot more colorful.
Yes.
And I hope Ubisoft can learn from their mistakes with the Division 1 about how everything worked.
Mm-hmm.
2, it's Ubisoft. So Ubisoft means Uplay, and Uplay means shit. So there's that.
Uh-huh.
Third, I will Ubisoft pisses me off with their advertising for the Division 2 or for the first Division as well, because anytime I hear about that, they do that fake ass gamer talk.
Yeah.
Those like people don't talk like that. I know you can't tell people talk like that because you can't be like, well, what the fuck are you doing? And of course, there's no racism in it, which of course means it's fake.
Yeah.
Have you played it online? Come
Exactly.
on,
Have you guys played it on?
Yeah.
Come on.
yeah. But that's just one thing that kind of pisses me off about the marketing. I mean, it looks worth a rental to me.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yes. Division 2. Another one crossing my fingers on. Okay. My number one game, the last game of the night, is done by, I think the company is Paradox Interactive, who were the developers behind one of my favorite games of 2018, Battletech. They actually, no, I don't think they did that. I think they actually developed, I think the developer of this game developed one of the other games that is one of my comfort food games that I play all the time, MechWarrior Online. And they went on and got their license, got their ish together, and decided to make a single-player game, which will be known as MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries.
Nice.
I am in...
Paradox Interactive didn't make Battletech.
Oh, so which ones? Did they make this one?
What was it again?
Are they making this one then?
Where
am I getting Paradox from? MechWarrior.
MechWarrior. I don't see it here on the Paradox, like, web. Their homepage.
Okay, so let me get this right. It's not Paradox.
We're talking about Paradox Interactive, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, they beat Battletech.
Okay, yeah, they made Battletech, but they didn't make MechWarrior 5. Piranha Games made MechWarrior. Yeah, that's right, because Piranha Games made MechWarrior Online, so they're doing MechWarrior 5. So that's what it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Proper kudos.
Proper kudos for Piranha Games. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, MechWarrior 5 is to be the essentially the single player version of what is now MechWarrior Online, which basically has morphed over a good 10 years of absolutely astronomical microtransactions. I swear, everything that they put into MechWarrior Online is ridiculously overpriced, but because it's mechs and because I love mechs, I have dove into the microtransactions for this game. Yeah, it's whatever. I love MechWarrior, the MechWarrior franchise, and MechWarrior Online has been like one of those pinnacle games that I've always wanted to play, and it actually lived up to the hype when I played it. And it's evolved, it's grown, and it's got a really, really dedicated and lively, active community. If I was like a full-time streamer, this would be my, MechWarrior Online would probably be my main game.
Right.
MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, however, it's supposed to be a throwback to the last couple of Mech Warrior games where, you know, the hit location on your mech is what's important, as well as you being able to be the actual pilot of one mech rather than controlling the entire lance like you do in Battletech. And, you know, going through a campaign and, you know, just going through an actual storyline, upgrading, getting new mechs, upgrading, changing out, all of that other kind of stuff, only with a more action sim kind of aspect to it. So I haven't seen a whole lot for it. I think it's going to be out in September or whatever. But I do plan on pre-ordering it because pre-ordering it will give me bonus content in the microtransaction heavy Mech Warrior Online. So I will foot that bill just so that I can get the extra Mech Warrior Online content.
This sounds like a game that would be announced during the PC gaming show at E3.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It is a very PC gaming show type of thing.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. It sounds kind of niche.
Yeah, it's definitely niche because Mech Warrior is not really a massive franchise.
Yeah.
But it definitely has a, you know, it's kind of like Warhammer. Yeah. It's got a good size. It's got a good sized cult following, but there's no chance of it becoming mainstream.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've heard of it, you know, but it's just like I didn't know specifically this title. I didn't know it was coming out this year. I was like, oh, there's a Mech Warrior game. Like, okay, I know.
Yeah. But they don't necessarily advertise it really that much because they know the people that are into Mech Warrior knew about this game before they even started developing it. You know what I mean? It's like that. Their core audience knew about the game when they started developing it, so they didn't really have to do a whole lot of advertising and stuff like that. So,
okay, that's good.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is our list, our anticipated games of 2019. We definitely want to hear from you guys. You know, we want to know what you guys think of Fallout 76, maybe, you know, of Anthem, Division, any of these games that we listed out. Definitely give us your impression of what you think will be in the game, what you wish would be in the game, and what you know will be in the game. Talk to us. Let us know. We definitely want to hear your thoughts on all of these titles, as well as any that we may have missed, especially on the indie game side of things. I'm sure there's a ton of those out there that we don't know about that you guys know about. So let us know.
To be fair, a lot of indie games, they just kind of like announce them, and then there's like, it's out in a week. So they don't really have like a build up per se.
Well, there's some. It depends on the developer. Some developers
it definitely does. It definitely does.
So yes, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we've got all of our glorious social media links all nicely laid out for you guys. As always, you've got to look us up on all of these outfits, as well as making certain that you like, subscribe, share, say that you love, you know, profess your undying love for, and all that other kind of stuff.
I'm told reviews for like iTunes or whatever is like good for the algorithm or whatever.
Yes, what he said, what Esteban said. Do that. Do
Listen to it.
I don't know how, but that's what I hear. Legends foretold it.
Yes. We need the love. We need the feedback. If we're going to grow, you guys want the content, got to share and share alike, right?
Sounds like me.
So, fellas, let the people know what you guys are getting into in this coming week.
Which one of us first?
John, go for it, buddy.
All right, cool. What's up, everybody? I've got a couple things going up. Going up tomorrow is both another episode of the Throwback Arcade. I'm having a lot of fun with the series, honestly, and I want to keep it going for the future. So tomorrow's going to be another episode of that, and then you can also check out, at that time, my playthrough of the Resident Evil 2 one-shot demo, where I give kind of like my quick thoughts on that as I play through it. I have a couple of other things coming up. The projects I'm still working on are still in the works. That's why I have to like take an extra day off to like kind of just work on that. If you're ever wondering what I'm doing, check me out on Twitter. It's Little Big Ham. Check me out on Facebook. It's Jonathan Studios. You can find me on YouTube at Jonathan Studios. And you will not find me on Twitch because I cannot stream. And you probably will not find me on Instagram because I don't have one.
Oh yeah,
That's fair.
All right. But that's fun. What you got for us? What you got for the peeps?
I got a lot. Okay, let's see. We're currently live right now on Twitch, so I'll start with that. I just streamed the Resident Evil 2 one-shot demo and a little bit of the Dead or Alive 6 beta that was up this past weekend. So the VOD for that is up on the channel, but I also cut them up and put them up on YouTube. And the one-shot demo is up right now. It already went up yesterday. The first half of the Dead or Alive 6 beta went up today, and the second half of that will go up tomorrow. That's all at youtube.com/Colorwin. In terms of streaming, I'm probably going to continue my Darksiders playthrough on Thursday. And then maybe something else on the weekend. We'll see. Let's see what else. On YouTube, not only did I put up those videos that I just talked about, but there's also my playthrough of Spiral, the Dragon 1 on replaythroughs, that new series that started on Monday. Next episode goes up on Thursday. Bayonetta playthrough started up on Tuesday. That's also that's today, and it's also another episode that's going to be on Friday. That's youtube.com/Colorwin. Twitch is youtube.com/HeyColorwin.
Twitch.tv/HeyColorwin.
Twitch.tv/HeyColorwin. Yes. And right now there was supposed to be an article going up on my blog, but I don't know if I'm gonna get it done. But if I do, then it's gonna be heycolorwin.wordpress.com. And other than that, you can just follow me everywhere at HeyColorwin. Twitch or Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Those are the ones I mostly use, but I mean everywhere else too. Tumblr, Pinterest, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
All right, that's me.
Smoke signals.
Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as usual, just keep it locked to my Twitter feed, Bunny3000, as you can see down there. You'll get all the news about anything that I write or drop or anything that I choose to stream. So in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. Keep it locked right here. Subscribe. Hit them notifications, all them things, so that you know what the Shady Pixels podcast is about to do and about to drop. Thank you guys for being here with us.
Wait. We got to tell them how to get the podcast.
Oh, yes.
Shit. Okay. It's Wednesday nights. You get the audio version.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday nights of the audio version. You get it at iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and podcast.com. That's 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Then Thursday mornings, you can get the video version on YouTube, which is bit.ly/shadedpixels. And that's 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. I think that's
right. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks once again for being here with us. We're out.